Hey friends, how's it going? It is the 29th of May, about 6:45 on the East Coast, and Roseanne is taking some flack. Roseanne Barr, I'm sure you've seen it all through your Facebook and Twitter. Um, she's taking some heat because of her racial tweet, and it sucks because I am a huge fan of hers. I've been a huge fan of her stand-up comedy. I mean, most of you don't know me, but I'm really, really into stand-up comedy, and she was a pioneer for it. And I'm not saying this like it's a eulogy or anything, but yeah, her show got canceled. It came back, and it was really good. And you know, this happens. This is just more censoring. That's plain and simple all it is, and some more PC, excuse my French, horse shit. I'm sick of it. I just hate the censoring, and I hate the silencing of free speech. Even if you think it was racial, even if you think it was derogatory, it doesn't matter. It's free speech, in my opinion. And if you go back to about before Obama, we'll say 2000 up to about 2007, 8, you could say whatever you wanted to. Go back and just listen to comedians talk about whatever. And now they're silenced. That's why comedy's not good anymore. Stand-up comedy's not good anymore because everyone is afraid to say things that a lot of people think, a lot of people laugh about. It's shocking, it's funny. But, I digress. We do have some stuff in the news today other than that. And actually some pretty big stuff. The whole Tommy Robinson thing is going down. Now BBC is reporting on it because that media blackout has been banned, so now they're allowed to report on it. After this guy was basically beaten to death in prison and was arrested and then sentenced to 13 months in prison in about an hour's time span. And we'll get into that. We're going to get into FBI agents that were going to testify are backing out because they're scared. They're definitely getting threats towards their family. And also, top FBI insider is going to testify against Comey and Obama to Congress. So let's just hope that this guy doesn't get 2 bullets in the back of his head, right? Got some memes to go over too. Still no Q. We still don't have Q. Is this the end of Q? Is this time for us to watch the show, sit back and watch what's going to happen? I really hope he comes back. They come back because, we have all these other channels out there that turned their back on it, said it was a LARP, and I am not one of those people. This is not one of those channels. So, speaking of channels, if you're new to mine, if you would so kindly hit that blue bell to get notifications because I have been shadow banned. And in 2 days, count them 2 days, the 31st of May, I shall be able to live stream and be able to communicate with you guys. We can talk with each other. It'll be a lot of fun. Talk about what's going on in the news. I'm not going to do it every time, but I will do it from time to time. So let's go ahead and hop into this. This is True Reporting. So we'll go into this real quick. Ex-EDL leader Tommy Robinson jailed at Leeds court. So if you haven't heard about this, it's been in the news for about 2 days now, 2 straight days. And this is in the UK. I wish I could have gotten my friend Chad on the phone to talk about this because he lives in the UK and he's been on a couple times. And anyways, it says right here, in footage which played to the court on Friday, Robinson was seen filming himself and people involved in the trial. The court heard how the footage was supposedly lasted around an hour, had been watched 250,000 times within hours of being posted online via Facebook. During Friday's hearing, Matthew Harding claiming that his client had deep regret for what he had done. He was mindful, having spoken to others and taken advice, not to say things that he had thought would actually prejudice these proceedings, Mr. Harding said. He did not try to cause difficulties for the court process. Judge Jeffrey Marson QC said, not only was it a very long video, but I regard it as a serious aggravating feature that he was encouraging others to share it and had been shared wildly. This is the nature of the contempt. So why contempt of court matters. So basically, Robinson was convicted of contempt for interfering with a trial in Canterbury. He attempts to film defendants on that occasion. Could, the judge said, have prejudiced the jury, leading to an unfair verdict. And he was warned he'd go to jail if he did anything remotely similar again. So basically, I believe he sat outside of a courtroom about a group of Islamic men who were charged with, I think, grooming of pedophilia or rape. And all that was, silence. Like, it was completely silence. He was reporting on it because a lot's going on over there. I mean, that's all we hear about are stabbings and rapes and, this and that. And just a of overtaking of, migrants. And these people are all military-aged men. It's not women and children like they want you to think. So it says Robinson was given 10 months in jail for contempt of court. And he was beaten pretty bad in prison, I'm pretty sure. And, this all happened in like an hour. So, and they had a media blackout. That's not too suspicious, right? No one can talk about this. Why can't we talk about this? It's more silencing, more censoring. People need to know about this, and they're protesting in the streets. People are getting nervous because people in the UK are basically defenseless. They can't have guns. They have dulled down blades on knives. They're about to outlaw knives. What are they going to outlaw next? Scissors? What are they going to outlaw next? Grilling? Utensils? I mean, forks? What's the next step? If I lived there, I'd be terrified because I'm defenseless, and their government could just come in, kick in the door, and say you're coming with us because what you said on the internet or what posts you put on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit. It's gonna come to that, man. If the UK doesn't step up, man, they gotta step up. And there are brothers and sisters too, and I fear for them. I really do. So that's what happened with Tommy Robinson. We could check into this too. This was pretty crazy. So we look here, and sources: FBI agents afraid to testify say Congress likely won't protect them. So it says sources tell Daily Caller disgruntled FBI agents are too afraid of retaliation to speak out about the Bureau's many troubles. The sources say agents don't trust Congress to protect them from the consequences of testifying and claim whistleblower protection laws are ineffective. The FBI rarely punishes those who retaliate against whistleblowers, according to an agency itself. Yeah, right. If you do go against the agency or you do go against one of these hierarchy of politicians, you get, you're killed. You're suicided. You're found face down in a ditch or with 2 bullets in the back of your head. And that's what happens. They've got to clean up the DOJ. They have to. They have to clean up these court systems. They have to clean up these 3-letter agencies to have any progress. And, do I want these people to testify? Of course. Do I want these people to die over it? I mean, no, I don't want to see anyone die. I don't want to hear about anyone dying. I want Trump. I want Sessions to clean all this up. So, not clean it all up, but just make a small area, a small courtroom, just any way that we can slip through the cracks and we can get fair trials. That's all I want. And if it has to do with people dying, I don't want them to do this. I want them to do it 100% and not half-ass it, because we need to get this stuff out there, and I really believe that it's, occurring now. We've gone over that with the whole Schneiderman idea, or the gentleman Schneiderman, who is the believe he was a congressman or lawyer or judge, part of the DOJ in the southern part of New York, and that's where it's going to start. That's where Weinstein is being having trialed, and that's where the Anthony Weiner laptop is. So there's a lot going on there, and they are showing some light at the end of the tunnel for us in these whole court hearings. We've got to clean up the courtrooms to get fair trials, right? So let's go to the next thing. So let's see. Oh, I just completely X'd out of it. 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, Schneiderman was an ex-congressman of New York City and former attorney general too. So anyways, let's get back into this. Bombshell. Top FBI insider who quit over rigged Hillary probe ready to spill beans on Comey and Obama to Congress. This is huge. An FBI agent who quit his top position over the Bureau's handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation is heading to Congress to testify. John Giacalone, who led the Clinton investigation for the first 7 months, will reportedly expose former President Barack Obama and fired FBI Director James Comey for corruptly helping Clinton. They better keep this guy in a safe zone because, this guy's going to go missing or killed. There is a massive media blackout on this because Giacalone is expected to testify that top brass at the FBI rigged the investigative process so that Clinton could skirt charges for clear violations of the law. Exposing Comey also shines a big light on Obama, who many believe was calling the shots behind the scene to help Clinton. The joint investigation, which is being led by Republicans Bob Goodlate of Virginia and Trey Gowdy of South Carolina, have laid the groundwork for Congress to finally hold the failed Democratic presidential nominee accountable for breaking the law. So this is absolutely huge, and that's why there is a huge media blackout on this. So those are pretty big articles. You're not going to see this in the MSM. That's a fact. So let's hit these memes real quick, and some of them are pretty important. So we had Chelsea Clinton. This is last year, and it says this is the brainwashing. This is the MK Ultra of the left. Genital mutilation is culturally loaded racist term. The correct term is genital cutting and has many health benefits. Again, it's the way that they twist the words just to let it sink in to where it's okay, don't worry. It's not really genital mutilation. It's for health benefits. That's just what they do. It's gross. This is talking about Valerie Jarrett and the whole Roseanne Barr tweet. I am Iranian by birth and of my Islamic faith. I am also an American citizen, and I seek to help change America to be more Islamic country. My faith guides me, and I feel like it's going well in the transition of using freedom of religion in America against itself. Valerie Jarrett, Stanford University, 1977. The top Muslim in the top power seat, Obama's top advisor. She is the lead fox in the House. This one gets to whisper in the king's ear many times a day. I'd like to draw your attention to the small print next to her name. So yeah, she's not even black. She's not black. She's Iranian, right? I believe she's Iranian and American. So, the things that Roseanne Barr said it doesn't even work that way. The woman who lives in Obama's mansion in D.C. and works 24/7 in Obama's war room. So what is this war room? Excuse me. The shadow president behind March for Our Lives has a war room in his Kalorama mansion and lives with Valerie Jarrett. They control the movement, send buses, spin for banners, lunch, and clothing to fight a sitting president and the American Constitution. Their plan is Soros's Constitution 2020. And that is true. Then we look here. This is Q's post from the 22nd of May. And it says, attacks anticipated, plural, coordinated. Why are they continuing? Internal attacks will intensify all sides. And then we see Roseanne Barr here. Is going to intensify. There's going to be silencing on all forms of social media, more so than it already has been. And yeah, just don't say you're conservative or they'll get you. So we look here. It says, don't forget about Uma, Awan, VJ, Valerie Jarrett, Uma Abedin's ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, Hussein cabinet staffed, who used private email addresses, what was the person or the purpose, Valerie Jarrett down here on the bottom, who are the Muslim Brotherhood, who is Awan, who is Uma, who is Valerie Jarrett, who created ISIS. And yes, when did the Awan's mission operation go green? 2004. Follow the timeline. What happened during this time with Uma, Valerie Jarrett, Awan plus 3? So this lady is a crook. She's a demon. Right here, we see another meme right here. Fact, a spy was planted into the Trump campaign before any Russia collusion was talked about. This violates many laws. Fake Russia story unravels. Top Dem walks back collusion claims. And this is happening now. We're going to have some FBI informants hopefully coming to the forefront and blowing a lid on this thing. This whole Spygate. Which of these comedians' comments is most racist? What she said on her private Twitter account. So this is the tweet. Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had baby equals Valerie Jarrett VJ, even using the Q term VJ, the initials. What he said on national TV on a Saturday Night Live. Oh really, Donald, you bitch? Pack up some extra Atlanta Super Bowl t-shirts and write them on a check with your money, you cheap cracker. It is like whenever anybody's darker than your golf pants has a problem, you're thinking, how can I make this worse? Got her canceled. Got her TV show canceled. ABC cancels Roseanne following Roseanne Barr's racist tweet saying Planet of the Apes and Muslim Brotherhood. Michael Shea hit with blowback after calling Trump a cheap cracker. Racist or rude? Racist or rude? Why has one been canceled but not the other? Well, why hasn't this dude been fired? Why hasn't he been fired? I mean, he's calling the president a cracker. So yeah, and this is coming out too. We talked about this maybe a day or two ago. Migrant children holding facility, Obama 2014 hashtag where are the children? And these are, I believe, from Guatemala, these children, and they're trying to point the finger, the Dems the liberals are trying to turn this whole sex trafficking, pedophilia thing onto Trump and saying this was his fault when he had nothing to do with it. That's all they do. It's projecting. That's all they ever do. So we have this right here. Obama Netflix, Soros Nazi, Jarrett other. This trifecta is why the real Roseanne is out. So make it all of Disney theme parks too. ABC, ESPN for mother of all bombs, mother of all boycott. And yeah, I canceled my subscription to Netflix. I hope you do the same because Amazon and Hulu are better, in my opinion, and they're not funded, and they're not coming out with a Barack Obama show. Not dealing with that. And I believe Valerie Jarrett has something to do with Netflix too. Roseanne made some racist comments, apologized for it, and her show was taken off the air. Joey Behar, Joey Reid, and Jimmy Kimmel make racist comments, constantly attacking the administration for their beliefs in God, and yet they still have a platform with no recourse. Liberal bias, and that is exactly what it is. That's all it is. Jimmy Kimmel's casual racist jokes at Oscars detracted from diversity wins. As we celebrated Moonlight's win, people of color were still the butt of the joke. We are sorry. The video has been removed. ABC cancels Roseanne reboot amid outrage over tweet. So yeah, on the liberal side, they retract the joke. On the conservative side, they just ruin a really good show and they take it off the air. So this is Jimmy Kimmel says this. Jimmy Kimmel jokes about how Melania Trump's accents hurts all immigrants. He was basically saying that she was slow, even though she can speak 5 languages. She's very intelligent. And Roseanne canceled because of her racist tweet. But nothing happens to Jimmy Kimmel. All of late night, I've gone over this before, all of late night TV, these talk show hosts, that whole premise is so old and boring. Nobody even watches it, and their ratings are tanking. So they can all get a foot up their ass. So anyways, guys, I'm sorry if there was a little swearing in this. I'm a little heated. And I feel like I'm getting under the weather. So anyways, guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe. You can give me a thumbs up, and please share this video too to your friends. I've been seeing some stuff with TRU reporting on Twitter, and I'm very flattered. I really am. This is really cool stuff. And you know, let's just pray for Q to come back, right? And hoping that these FBI informants step into up against Congress and testify, right? And we start seeing some more progress there. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a great Tuesday night. Take care of one another. Love one another. Be safe out there. Much love to my UK family over there. You know, be safe, because you're almost defenseless at this point. Be smart. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye.